Okay, this is the point in the game when you want to get all of the side quests out of the way. Because the
Is it a
moment...
point of no return?
Nah, doing the last plot mission is a semi-point of no return. Basically, after you get the last main plot mission done before Ilos, you automatically return to the Citadel. And while you're at the Citadel, stuff goes down that forces you to steal your own ship and fly away. So after you leave the Citadel, you can't go back to the Citadel. So, first of all, get everything at the Citadel done before you do that. And then, well, you can still go to other planets, do the DLC, and do all the side missions, but you're not going back to the Citadel. So it's a point of no return in that sense. The only true point of no return is when you actually select Ilos on the map, because Ilos is the last mission of the story. It's not as long as the other main plot missions, though. It's just sort of a grand finale. Anyway, yeah, this is the side mission that unlocks when you get a high enough Paragon score. You are such a badass at not killing people that Admiral Hackett sees you as the perfect person to call for a hostage situation in which terrorists have drugged a bunch of scientists and they're wobbling around the battlefield. In theory, this is a really difficult quest. In practice, you just fire a few shots into the room pointed toward the ceiling and then run back through that first hallway and let everyone just sort of funnel through the bottleneck at you. And everyone just sort of falls out. Everyone just sort of walks into your gunfire there. It's not particularly...
You know, Admiral, who's really good at not killing people? Batman.
But have you seen Batman v Superman? Have you seen Batman v Superman?
Isn't it like 30?
He's there.
It's like 30 people or something that he kills in that movie.
He brought the war to us.
So do you get a mission if you're a renegade? Too much of a
Yes,
renegade?
and it's actually kind of funny in a way if you decide to change heart at the last second and do that mission Paragon. There is a Paragon way to do it. Basically, you are such a hard ass and you are so prone to shooting first and asking questions later that Admiral Hackett calls to you to deal with an awkward situation that involves a crime lord they made a deal with. So this guy is such an unpleasant asshole that Hackett expects you to lose patience and just kill him right away. But you can be patient as hell and just give him everything he wants, and Hackett has to sort of pretend you did your job.
Can you get both?
The idea is that even if you're a renegade, you have the option of catching on to what Hackett wants you to do and just saying screw that.
So you be Paragon to be renegade. That's actually funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty clever little side quest. It's another one of those, the same building full of mooks that you see in every other side quest, but I just like the writing on that one. Anyway, this is the ship in which we will find Dr. Salon, I think. I think this is Dr. Salon. Yeah, this is Dr. Salon. The biotic terrorists are on a planet, not in a ship.
And you're not allowed to do these missions unless if you bring the person who's attached to them.
Yeah, I'm
right?
pretty sure you need to bring Garrus to board. Oh, but look.
More molded.
We've walked into a Resident Evil episode. Yeah, because there's a Resident Evil television... Oh, could you imagine what a Resident Evil television show would be like after that abomination of a movie series?
Honestly, I'm
I imagine the Wesker fight with an even lower budget.
So you're saying something like
Wesker fight, because they remade that Wesker fight shot for shot in one of the movies.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're talking Resident Evil 5's Wesker fight.
Yeah, that's the one. It's really, really cringe. Ugh. And apparently the last movie that just came out is even worse than all the others.
I hear the final chapter is the worst of the bunch.
I hear they both simultaneously retcon and don't retcon things.
Hi, Dr. Salon. For some reason, Dr. Salon has a really weirdly shaped Solarian face that no other Solarian in the fucking
What's wrong
game
with your
has.
eyes?
It looks like a spider is living in there and has webs all over him.
I like this guy's idea of a pseudonym. Dr. Hart. Wow.
He's crazy. Please.
Might as well just call you Dr. Doctor.
Now, at this point, you could say, okay, we're going to arrest this guy. We're not going to kill him. Do you want to know what happens with Dr. Salon when you do this?
He breaks out and does more evil shit.
Let's just say this. Remember that prison door we opened on Vermeer with the, semi-possessed Solarian inside? It's pretty much like that.
Oh, we're gonna shoot him at point blank range too?
Yeah. Immediately.
You idiot!
In fact, I didn't even have to fire a shot because my AI...
Yeah, you didn't even hit it.
My AI party members aggroed him the moment he aggroed us. So it's like they fired on him before he had a chance to actually do anything aggressive. And then the cutscene plays. Oh, man. They could have given him a little bit more HP, made him a mini boss of some persuasion, so that.
Well, he's like a little lanky scientist dude. Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, the way it wound up playing out with the piss amounts of hit points he had, it just sort of didn't play out naturally at all.
the only way that that's gonna happen and have it be satisfying is if he pulls out like a Dr. Wily machine out of nowhere and you fight him in that.
or if this is like one of the later Resident Evil games where he randomly pulls out this magic serum that turns him into a monster or something.
Oh, man. Oh, could my family abandon me?
But now he's faced with 3 commandos, and he's just like, I can take them.
I have got a PhD.
Yeah, one of them who has a massive grudge against me and will not stop until I'm dead.
The fact that I do science implies that I'm intelligent.
I like how this corrupt doctor / black market dealer, is confronted by a Marine and a fucking cop and thinks he's got their number. Jesus. I don't even know what the fucking zombies were about, either. I mean, it's implied it's some sort of experiment he pulled that went pear-shaped on him, but, like...
He was trying to research supernatural mind powers.
I mean, if he's cloning bodies, I guess he cloned actual living creatures. I don't know.
And they got out and started rampaging around and self-destructing in his face? Sure. Okay.
He makes the modern-day Umbrella.
Oh, man. Somehow I wound up getting, no fucking Renegade points this time around. Which is unfortunate, because I was hoping to show when I started this playthrough, that you could sort of mix it up, but Mass Effect 1 doesn't have as many Renegade point gains for just being aggressive in battle. That's one thing Mass Effect 2 did get right, was the interrupt system, where during a specific sequence, instead of just basing everything on dialogue, during a specific sequence, you could hit one of the triggers when an icon appeared at the bottom of the screen, and it would be a Renegade interrupt or a Paragon interrupt, and you would just do something that cut people off when they were talking, either to...
And did my eyes deceive me earlier? Was there a Voyager system?
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet that's the least popular one.
Wasn't Enterprise the terrible show?
I
thought it was Deep Space Nine. I can never remember.
No, Deep Space Nine.
Didn't we
no,
have
Deep
this
Space Nine
same
was good.
conversation earlier in the playthrough?
Bro, dude, we've been doing this for like 3 months. I don't remember what we have at the time.
Man, I know I already repeated the explanation for the Conrad Werner bug, like the day before I edited the first part that had that conversation in it. I explained it again, and I was like,
So remind me,
shit.
what is that again?
Oh, man. With Mass Effect 2, let's try not to take 3 months between sessions. Okay. So, Okay, just checking the planets one by one again, but there are like 5 fucking systems in this goddamn in this goddamn cluster, so that's gonna take forever.
Damn,
by
this
itself.
space, it's too fucking big.
I think we gotta take some space out of space.
I like how I got like 60,000 credits on the spot for just tapping each planet. Oh man. The XP and money gains for literally everything in the game scale up as you go up in level. So the money you gain late game or at the beginning of a new game plus is always going to be ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I just noticed Kain's not dead. He just has to be re-unlocked.
Oh, incoming Smash Bros.
Yeah, Mass Effect 1 doesn't do the thing Mass Effect 2 does, where if a party member dies, their silhouette is actually a red silhouette instead of a black silhouette while they're not in your party.
So how do we unlock Kain again? 20 hours of multiplayer? Is it divided by multiple controllers?
Okay, so you have to use the Mako to shoot every part of the credits sequence in time, and then afterwards you'll be able to go through adventure mode and unlock him.
Now, what you see is you go to this one city in the game where there's this one truck graphic that never appears anywhere else, and you got to check that truck. And I forget the rest of the old Mew rumor.
You had to use like strength on it or something.
and the Mew's under the truck.
Oh man, embarrassingly, I actually fell for that back in the day.
We all.
It's just like you can only get to that by surfing there, and you can only surf there if like you trade. You trade somebody. Somebody trades you a Pokemon with Cut, so that you can go through Vermilion Gym without.
It's a convoluted system.
Yeah,
Well, no, but that's even if you just want to do it as early as possible. What you really do is you go to the SSA and you get cut from the captain, lose a trainer battle so that you're warped to the Pokemon Center, but the boat's still there. Then just wait until you get the surf and go back to Vermilion City and surf to the right.
Okay.
yeah, but then you'd have to
There you go.
lose.
It's still bullshit.
You'd have to lose money, and it sucks.
Do you know what the interesting thing, though, is? On the Virtual Console versions of Red, Blue, and Yellow, the actual legit way to get Mew, not be like events or Game Shark or whatever, like the actual teleporting way,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't transfer over to Sun and Moon.
yeah.
It says there's an error with the
Oh.
Pokemon.
Yeah, they said the only way to get a Mew is through an event because they didn't want people grinding Mews basically to put them on like Wonder Trade or something, which is stupid.
What's it, a Pokemon law against nature?
Which is, well, they're going to hack it anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, like every
I just found that really amusing.
why it's frustrating. Like I kind of wish that they would have done something with Missing No instead of just pushing them over, like making it be like a different Pokemon or something. I don't know which one, but
Just like a random Gen 1 Pokemon.
I don't know, like something silly or whatever. but-
Level 147 War Turtle.
I wonder what happens if you try to transfer over like the level 100 stuff. It probably just
That-
passes
that-
it over too.
Probably.
It's like they probably is a trigger for anything that's glitched. Or
I like
something.
how these people are not programmed to hide behind their hostages. Like, really?
Stay back. We have hostages. Wait, protect the hostages.
Well, there is one guy back here who won't come forward, and he's kind of a boss. But he's also in a place that makes it relatively easy not to shoot the hostages.
If only we had a remote control Batarang.
I like insane scientists. You were able to get that just from observation.
Well, we already know going in that these scientists have been drugged and are basically tripping balls. So, yeah.
Gotta go a little bit higher.
You see, I was terrified of shooting there because there was an explosive behind the terrorist leader, and I just know if I shoot that, some hapless scientist is going to walk into the line of fire at the last second and get blown up.
What happens if you shoot
So
a
you lifted it.
hostage?
It dies.
So your first response to the guy was lift him 5 feet off the ground and let him flop to the ground.
Yeah, I was trying to use the lift power to get him off the ground so I could fire up, and because there obviously aren't any drug scientists on the ceiling. It's the safest way to. It's the safest direction to shoot if you're actually in the middle of the hostages.
They're still chattering to themselves and screaming at the garbage cans.
God damn it! This one doesn't have the button. Now the locks of the Vermilion Gym have closed again.
Time to look in each trash can.
Anyway, just be relatively careful and use your choke points properly, and you won't have much trouble with this mission. Trying to do it, the proper way can be a bit of a bitch, though. By the time you max out your Paragon score, though, you're at such a high level that mooks shouldn't pose a problem. The game has that difficulty curve where it gets exponentially easier as you get higher in level, not because you're necessarily doing a whole fuckload of damage, because the enemies do scale up, but you can also afford to be out in the open more. What the fuck? Is he having a seizure?
I think he's dreaming about Freddy Krueger.
Well, it's pretty soon, yeah.
No, because
And I'm sorry, did you... off my eyes, did you hack a garbage can?
There was nothing but trash. I don't know what I expected.
Conrad Werner does like this sort of parody impression of Mass Effect 1's Shepard when you meet him in Mass Effect 2. One of the things he says he does on a daily basis is poking around in crates for extra credits.
Nobody seems to call out the RPG heroes on this. Like, their need to walk and check every trash can for something.
Among other things.
No, I would say one person calls you out on that as early as the first Zelda game. The old man that forces you to pay for door repairs.
Oh, right. I forgot about that guy.
His wall.
Although, to be fair, that's not a door. Although I would retort, that's not a door. That's a wall.
Yeah.
You're living in a cave,
fault.
dude. Who are you gonna pay to fix that anyway? All right.
Yeah, if anything, I just gave you room for a patio.
If anything, I let you out.
Pay me for the generosity.
I didn't destroy your door. I added a doorway.
Oh, yeah.